Ashley Hansen, the Naturalist at the Dickinson County Nature Center.
And I'm Hannah Dibble, the K-12 educator with Iowa State University Extension and Outreach here in Dickinson County. Together, we're going to explore monarchs on the move. Let's start by taking a look at this graph that tracks the monarch populations at overwintering sites in Mexico. What's an overwintering site? Many monarchs hatch and grow and go through the life stages here in Iowa, but before winter they migrate down to Mexico where these numbers were tracked. Do you see any trends in this graph? What do you think could be the cause of the patterns that you might be seeing? Hopefully, you and your team noticed a big pattern of decrease in the monarch population. This decrease is seen overall, but when we look from individual year to year, there are some spikes up and down. What could be the causes of the ups and downs between each individual year? That could be things like a cooler summer, a really rainy year, a natural disaster. However, the overall trend is a decrease. And reasons for the decrease in monarch population could include loss of habitat, including loss of the precious milkweed plant that the monarchs lay their eggs on and eat until they form their chrysalises. The reason that we see a loss in milkweed is for many of these years, it was considered a weed and it was killed or removed from fields. Now though, we have seen the impact that has had on the population, and we no longer treat it like a weed because we know its importance. However, we're still combating the loss of the monarch's habitat. There has also been some deforestation or loss of the special trees that monarchs like to overwinter in Mexico. This is another reason for the decline that we see. We have also seen an increase in very unique weather patterns. Something like an early winter storm, an early frost, things like those could affect the monarchs and their ability to survive as they migrate or even before they start their journey. Other things such as pesticide and chemicals can also be contributing factors. Let's explore more of the challenges it takes to go from a monarch egg all the way to an adult.
All right, now we're going to take a look at the life cycle of the monarch butterfly. So they all start off their life as these tiny, tiny little eggs. And the really interesting thing is that monarch butterflies only lay their eggs on milkweed. So you won't ever find an egg on a different kind of plant. They'll only be on the milkweed plant. Usually you find them on the underside of the leaf. And so once the egg is laid, it's there for about 3 days before it hatches into a tiny little caterpillar. So that's the next stage in our life cycle as we have the caterpillar. The caterpillars start off very, very small, but by the time they're ready to go into their chrysalis, they are a lot larger. So it takes about 2 weeks, and they eat so much and grow so much. It's the equivalent of if a human infant grew to be the size of a school bus in just 2 weeks. So expect a lot of change and growth with your caterpillar. The caterpillars will actually go through 5 different instars. So an instar is just the different sizes of the caterpillar. So it'll shed its skin, and there'll be 5 different sizes of the caterpillar. Once it reaches its final largest size, it'll hang in a J, and then that J will turn into a chrysalis. And so the chrysalis, you'll have that for about 2 weeks, and then the chrysalis will start to become a dark color, and that's when you know it's about to emerge as a butterfly. Then it will emerge, and then the cycle will start over again. So the female butterfly will lay about 300 to 400 eggs in her lifetime, And of those eggs, only about 2 to 5% actually make it all the way through the cycle into an adult butterfly. And this whole process of changing from egg to caterpillar to chrysalis to butterfly, this is known as metamorphosis. So it's changed throughout that individual organism's life. So what we're going to do now is practice putting our butterfly life cycle in order. So you guys are going to get your sequence cards, and I'm just going to have you put them in order from egg all the way to adult.
Third graders, are you ready for a challenge? We're going to see if you can pass the test to make it from a monarch egg all the way to an adult, meaning you need to get through the 5 instars of caterpillar life. In front of us, we have a model milkweed plant. On that milkweed plant, you will find tokens. These green tokens are good. It's like powering up to the next instar. So, to make it all the way to a monarch, you need to collect 5 green tokens. We'll place them on our model. How many tokens do we need to collect?
All right, but it's not that easy to be a caterpillar in the wild, so we can't make it that easy for us in this model. So there will be some challenges that you may encounter along the way, such as predators. So something cool about milkweed is that when caterpillars eat it, it actually has a toxin in it, so it makes them displeasing to certain animals. But there are certain animals that will still eat them anyway. So some of those animals are ladybugs, spiders, and birds. So watch out for the predators while you try to find your tokens.
If you're trying to pick up your tokens and you accidentally catch a predator onto your caterpillar, you die. So, it's very important to avoid the predators. Next, we're going to take a look at some less deadly elements that can still play a key role in a caterpillar's survival. First, we have the heat of the sun. Now, sun is necessary for plants such as milkweed to grow, but too much sun and not enough rain can make conditions hard. So, if you pick up a weather element such as sun, your caterpillar won't die instantly. But the more of these elements you pick up, it could be harder to carry your full load of green food tokens to make it all the way to adulthood. So there's some sunshine. Ooh. Next, we have a kite, and this represents wind. Wind is another element that can impact our caterpillars. Think of a crazy windstorm and being a small caterpillar. Wind can sometimes snap stems, damage plants, or just make life hard when you're trying to hang on. So here's the element of wind. Our next element is rain. This is also key to plant growth, but too much rain can cause flooding or really limit or decrease a plant's productivity. So once again, if you pick up too many raindrops along the way, it could impact your success as a caterpillar. Lastly, we've got the snowflake representing frost or an early snowstorm, which again, those cold snaps are not healthy for our caterpillar friends or even the adult butterflies. So avoid this element as well.
Okay. All right, so now it's time to take your caterpillar, and with your partner, one of you holds one end and one of you holds the other end, and you try to move your caterpillar over your milkweed plant and gather the green tokens. Remember to avoid the predators and the elements.
So we have 2 tokens. We're on the second instar, going in for another green token. We've made it to the 3rd instar. Here's some. Here, you can come in towards the stem.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we picked up some sunshine, but that doesn't kill us, and another green token. So we're on the 4th instar, needing 1 more. Wow, our caterpillar has picked up all 5 green instar tokens, meaning we made it to an adult butterfly. But remember, only 2 to 5% of caterpillars make it to the adult stage. So what we demonstrated may not be how it goes in your team, because there's all those elements and predators, and every year is a little bit different. So the elements that you have might be a little bit different than the team next to you, because maybe in the year that you are experimenting, there was a great big wave of predators that were surviving, or maybe there was some really bad rain. So, in your pairs, test your model. Be sure you have someone record the results and compare. Is it challenging to become an adult butterfly?